the founder of Ripple and XRP, David Schwartz. This guy right here just dropped a huge warning on cryptocurrency and XRP. If you hold XRP right now, the founder of the XRP cryptocurrency, David Schwartz, this guy right here, created XRP, and he just dropped a huge warning on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and the entire cryptocurrency markets. So if you hold XRP, destroy the like button, smash the like button, and share this video because everyone needs to see this massive warning from David Schwartz speaking about XRP. Yes, I know many of you that hold XRP have never seen this warning, and this is a big deal. David Schwartz sold a bunch of XRP at 10 cents and Ethereum at $1. Yes, this guy, David Schwartz, made a huge mistake by selling his XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin way too early. And in today's video, we're going to cover that. So this is extremely important if you hold XRP, Bitcoin, or any cryptocurrency, because we can learn from this huge mistake that Joel Katz, David Schwartz, made with his cryptocurrency. Because someone asked David Schwartz, saying how basically, let's always remember the story of Joel Katz selling his Ethereum for $1. If he thought there was a 1% chance of ETH hitting $2,000, would he sell it? Obviously no. And David Schwartz responded to this post on X saying that if I had thought there was a 1% chance of it hitting $2,000, I would not have sold it for $1. Speaking about Ethereum, how he sold Ethereum at $1. Imagine missing out on a 2000x. Well, that's exactly what happened to him. And I'm still not sure if the odds of that happening really were more than 1% of the time at that time. And someone asked him, but you're not selling your XRP, right? And unfortunately, he says how I don't have much of that left anymore. I don't have much XRP left anymore. I've tried to get most of my assets other than my Ripple stock away from cryptocurrency exposure. As I've said, I really don't like risk, even though pretty much every risk I've taken has worked out amazingly well for me. And I fully recognize that cryptocurrency may be a once-in-a-generation chance to get rich that we have not missed out yet, and that may mean that I still will miss out on a lot more of it. Speaking about the upside potential of XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, how they can keep going up, and how he could miss out on a lot more upside potential. But I am okay with that, and hope that my Ripple stock gives me enough exposure. I sleep better at night that way. I'm not that diamond hands type of guy. That's not me. I'm the smart, sensible investment guy who might miss on the big opportunities, but I'm okay with that. And that's why I'm not a billionaire, even though I could have easily been one if I had taken more risk. I'm just as successful as I tried to be. Maybe there is a lesson in there. And another person asked David Schwartz, saying, do you have any regrets selling XRP at 10 cents and Ethereum at $1? Also, are there any other sell stories you'd be happy to share with us? And David Schwartz said that back in July, so like last month, saying how obviously I wish I hadn't done those things, but I agreed with my wife to sell at every new all-time high. And I really, really hate risk. I wish I was more comfortable with risk, but I'm just not that type of person. So the lesson in here is, first of all, not to sell XRP too early because David Schwartz made that huge mistake of selling his XRP way too early. And the second lesson in that is to not listen to your wife. Yes, according to him, he agreed with his wife to sell at every new all-time high. And that's a huge lesson in there. Obviously, we are crypto bros. That's what we do for a living. And I'm not being misogynistic. I love women. But basically, if you listen to your wife, someone that has nothing to do with cryptocurrency, someone that doesn't really know much about crypto, and you spend all of your time in crypto, you do your research, you do your homework, you study, you think about crypto, you live, eat, breathe crypto, and then you listen to your wife just because she wants to go on vacation, or she wants to buy some new furniture, or she wants to go out and she doesn't want to save any money, right? You listen to her and you sell your crypto at cheap, low prices because you need to pay for your bills. Then that is another mistake that he made, basically. So there are multiple mistakes that we can learn in this. And basically, selling too early is a huge, huge mistake that even the co-founder of the XRP cryptocurrency, this guy right here, David Schwartz, could not have avoided. He made that same mistake that many of us do all the time, selling too early, missing out on life-changing gains. Like, imagine selling XRP at 10 cents. I believe basically he sold it back in 2016, 2017 when XRP went up first right here. Before this another massive pump up, like he could have just held for a few more months right here in 2017 and he would have made another 30x on his money, basically making him hundreds of millions of dollars, but he sold way too early. So David Schwartz, the founder of XRP, sold a bunch of XRP and Ethereum back in the early days before he could have made life-changing returns. Yes, he made some money on XRP, but imagine he could have made way more money if he just held. And that's another lesson that all of us can learn, right? Is to buy at these cheap low prices during a bear market and just to hodl, to be patient, because you never know. You might think that XRP will never hit $10, for example. I know a lot of you watching probably think XRP will max out at $3, $4, $5 again, and it will never break its new all-time highs again. It will never go to $5, $10, $20. But what if it does? What if it does and you miss out on life-changing returns because you are too impatient, because you want to sell too early? Well, that's a huge lesson that we can all learn from. Literally, if the founder of the XRP cryptocurrency, David Schwartz, made that same mistake, then any one of us can make that same mistake. So just keep that in mind, that you need to be smart, you need to hodl, hold on for dear life through these ups and downs, and that's how you will get rewarded. So yes, XRP right now is down a lot from its all-time highs. It's down about 60, 70% from its all-time highs, but this is the time to buy. This is the time to pay attention, to accumulate, to lock in, and to hodl good cryptocurrencies like XRP, because it can quite literally change your life. That's why I say that David Schwartz, the founder of the XRP cryptocurrency, dropped a huge warning on Ethereum, XRP, and crypto in general. A lesson that all of you and all of us can learn from. A huge warning that all of us can learn from. Yes, every single one of you I know probably have made a huge mistake in crypto that cost you millions or billions of dollars, right? But the idea is to stay patient, to hodl, to learn from your mistakes, and to move forward. If you look back too much, you'll crash, just like driving a car. If you look in the rear view mirror too much, you won't know what's ahead of you, and you'll eventually crash. But it's okay to look back every now and then, to learn from your lesson, to learn from your surroundings, what's going on, but then to stay focused forward. So just keep that in mind, that yes, even the smartest, biggest people in crypto like David Schwartz have made huge mistakes in cryptocurrency, but it's up to us to learn from it. It's up to us to do better, to avoid these mistakes that we spoke about in today's video. So if you hold XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, any cryptocurrency, destroy the like button, join and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Until next time, Crypto AI Man out.